Hey, you on mute.
What's up, family? Look, y'all can tell we definitely missing a producer, so you got me in foreign land today. I've been over here on this side of the BCSN stuff probably about a year. I did the Carlos Brown show a year ago. So how's it going, cuz?
Everything's good, man. It's always good after a win. So yeah, I'm feeling, and we got a big opportunity coming up. So I'm feeling pretty good today.
I'm feeling a lot better. Look, it was a day. Had to take me a day today, and it was nice though. It was good. Got some stuff done around the house, but mentioning some house cleaning and some house, stuff, just taking care of business around Florida A&M University. I think we had the best. I might be biased. I feel like we have the absolute best NIL in the game, and it's largely because of the people that we deal with. And you come on, bring them on in. Look.
Hey,
Ashley and Tache, how y'all doing from the Fang Exchange?
What's up, ladies?
Hey there.
It is true. The pretty girls go to FAMU.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Exactly what they say. That's what they say. Look, we're gonna turn them. Look, y'all act right in the comments. We're gonna turn them down so that y'all can see Ashley. So I ain't moderating. So you better teach a man how to squabble. That's all I got for you today. Don't say nothing to nobody you're gonna see in the streets, man. But look, yeah, we on time too. Look, so first conference win against a rival, right? So how y'all felt about that? Went over to Baton Rouge. How you felt about that?
I mean, it feels good. We've seen our matriculation from game one to now. So we've seen some things that improvements and where we want to see improvements. So I mean, it's just a good feeling overall to come out with a conference win and to be just one conference loss like everybody else.
That's the big one for me. Everybody, me and Ash were just talking about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ash said, the maturation of our team, and just see them. I think what Vaughn spoke to earlier in the season kind of actually now starting to really gel and starting to come together. I saw a couple like fist pumps because I was actually at the game. I went to Baton Rouge. And so, after the plays, I was seeing a lot of camaraderie. It looked like they were starting to gel together like a team. And our quarterback was looking like a general out there. I was very, very impressed with what I saw. People say whatever they want to say, but this is probably the best game that Southern has played the entire season. And we were able to beat them, and we put 43 points on the board. Somebody give it up for that right there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as I've said, with this particular team, I readjusted how I look at.
Yeah.
All that matters is they win. There's no such thing as an ugly win. So the fact that they got it done, and as the ladies just said, we're seeing growth, at least with part of the team. And winning heals covers or masks a lot of ills, right? You hear everything, you're getting booed when you're losing, but when you're winning, man, you feel good. You got a little swag about yourself. Hold your head up a little high. So I love it for the kids, the guys, right? And the team and the coaches. I love it for them, right? Because they've had adversity, but they seem to be battling through it now. So I'm proud of them. And this week, we need to pack brag and really try to push them to this victory, because we pulled this one off. We're cooking with grease.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hot grease.
Absolutely. Look, hot grease. Look, I normally say fish grease, but some of y'all are allergic, so got to watch out for some of y'all. So, kind of looking at the game though, like it was a fun game. Look, Tache was on the distraction committee. I appreciate you coming out there. We saw the outfit. Appreciate it. Needed every bit of what you offered in this game. So, look, we got you on the sideline this week too. If you venture over to the Jackson State side, I won't stop you. Anywho's, but we were watching this game, right? Got to get on the coach's call a little bit today. Talk to Cozy about it. What was kind of first half? We saw where FAMU went down early. Another halftime where a little bit of head scratching, a little bit of knuckle scratching. How'd y'all feel about that first half? Kind of feeling it out there.
Well, personally, I feel like although we were kind of working out our kinks, what I did see is we were 100% driving the ball down the field. We did not struggle with that at all. We were getting down the field. The same frustration I had with last week with Alcorn was that red zone offense. We were just struggling to punch it in. And I kept saying that, the field goals weren't going to cut it. You know what I mean? And so, but one thing I'll say, like I said, this team, they never lost their confidence. I mean, they went into the locker room, and of course I'm on the side screaming, and they were like, we got you. Like I don't think there was ever a doubt in their mind that they were going to win that game. And that was something new that I saw with that team. But definitely, I wasn't, like I said, I was just concerned about that red zone offense. Were we going to actually be able to punch it in? Because I knew we weren't going to win this with field goals. So
right. And just to piggyback off of that, we've seen game after game where we've kind of come in at halftime. We've usually been either down or a couple points away, a lot of points away sometimes going into the half of the first half. So that means that usually our first halves aren't really exciting to see from our standpoint. But we actually went into the half just like Ms. Gail said, we were leading going into the half, which is something that's different. And while we recognize that the type of team that Southern has currently and the turmoil that they have in their own program, I always get excited. I'm a firm believer in you beat the teams you should beat. You should play the teams. So don't lower your level of play just because maybe this team is not as talented as you are, doesn't have it all together as you do. Play your game, whether you're playing the best team or the worst team. So I can say that from an improvement perspective, we can all sit here and talk about, where Southern is as a team. And it's true, but it also, I'm focusing on us as a team, as Rattlers. And we saw some gelling, like Tache said, we saw some confidence. These are the things that we want to see as the season continues to go. So I focus more on the fact that we are coming together as a team and more brotherhood, teamwork environment, and offense improving and things of that nature.
100%.
I made the point last week that we had not had a lead yet in the game at halftime.
Yep.
So we broke that curse. And then second of all, let me talk to these folks who trying to poo-poo on Southern. All right. FAMU is kind of following Prairie View's schedule, right? So Prairie View played Alcorn and Southern before we did. Mm-hmm. I watched the replay of the both games, actually, but Prairie View had 17 points. They was up 17-3, something like that at halftime. And then they scored a real late touchdown with like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter to make it 24-3 against this same Southern team.
Mm-hmm.
And against Alcorn, they won by 1 point. They the number one team in the West.
Mm-hmm.
So while we looking at the records of Southern, who probably had the toughest schedule in Black college football, because they done played Central plus Jackson State, Alabama State, done played all the good teams, right? And then Alcorn has played solid competition. They just came up short. So while you can say, Alcorn just blew out Valley, right? You can poo-poo and say because of the records that that they ain't very good. But people who watch football understand it's a thin line between winning and losing.
Absolutely.
And they just hadn't figured out how to consistently win. And we going through that period now where we figuring out some things. So, but don't think it's a huge difference between the top of the SWAC and the bottom of the SWAC.
Yeah. As
Gremlin just showed you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was crazy. I think just kind of looking at it, right? I think when you're really looking at the first half, especially as mentioned, we did finally at halftime have a lead, but it was that first quarter that was really kind of concerning because you saw some things that, a lot of us, we do have that getting jabbed in the face response, right? Everybody got a plan to get punched in the mouth. And then after you get punched in the mouth, then you over there react and responding to people. That's when you get knocked out. And I think a lot of times what we're seeing is just as a fan base, a lot of us sometimes are kind of punch drunk. Like you've been used to seeing in the first half, first quarters, we kind of get down and we got to fight our way back. But in this game, you kind of saw where the offense in particular, they did a lot of growing. And in particular, we saw RJ do a little growing, despite anything any of us have had to say. And I'm included in the us. I don't duck no smoke, but he looked much better. We definitely saw a different game plan. We're going to talk a little more about that later, but you saw growth in the offense as a whole.
Absolutely.
From the coordinator perspective all the way to the
down.
player perspective. So I think going into halftime, that was a good thing to see. And then the second half comes out, and look, it was a party in the second half. If you kind of just watching, like how much did y'all enjoy or not enjoy the lack of defense or the abundance of offense?
Go ahead, Ash. You want to take that
first? So it was a little bit of both. Me and Tache, again, we're talking about this a little bit earlier, how you kind of have a high on your offensive side, and then you see where your defense kind of miss the mark on areas where. But we also have to. One thing I will say is that we got an interim coach in who brought out potentially some different things, some different schemes from a coaching perspective. But I do think that there's a lot of opportunity and room for our defense to kind of make those plays that we haven't always made. But offense, chef's kiss in my opinion, especially second half. And Haley had himself a day. One thing you saw this game was speed. We saw the speed that Coach Cozy has spoken about in the preseason and offseason. He's talked about how he went after and went and got some speed on that team, and we were able to exhibit that speed from an offensive perspective.
So I'll say, I know that we have our guy, Nayron was out. Jamil Sanders is out. I did not see in the first half as much of Norris and Cross as I would have liked to have, seen. And I think that because I feel like we've gotten through the season, even on what we would consider to be more tougher opponents, we've gotten more pressure up front, just when in the running back kind of stuffing up that middle. And I feel like we did not. Trey was all in those gaps on us. And I just felt like I think that we were missing some pieces that kind of, cause, and you like y'all know, somebody's out, it's always that possibility. So the next man up has to be ready. But I do think we were really missing some of our pieces that just was helping us to stuff. Because really, if we're being honest, it was nothing getting done on the pass, but Trey Holly was just running all over us. And he didn't do anything special, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't have any special block, nothing. He just was doing what he did. And I just feel like I've seen us do a lot better with that. I mean, I know our run defense is not at the top, but I just have seen us just, do a lot better with that. So I was kind of disappointed in that. I think that a lot of our on defense, they were missing assignments. There may be a little confusion. And when Southern started with the tempo, at some point they kind of stopped, but that no huddle, we were really messing up with that as well. But the offense, like Ashley said, just chef's kiss. Like RJ was looking like a general out there, and he was leading his team. And I appreciate that the coordinators were allowing what was working to work. They couldn't stop the run. Haley had 200 yards or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So if they can't stop it, just keep going to it. And I appreciate that the coordinators were kind of taking that kind of perspective this game. So
if I'm not mistaken, I believe Zero, what is his name? Demetrius? The nose, the big.
Yes.
He got hurt. He got hurt in that second half too, and
he did.
And that kind of took our size out of the middle.
Felipe.
Yeah, and so I agree with you with Nayron and him in the middle being. But I also would say this. I don't know if I'm still not liking some of the things that I see on the defensive side in terms of schemes. I know we're going to stick with that 3-man front and we'll walk somebody up, but I'm not a big fan of it because we don't have enough dogs up front to have a 3-man front. And there's two things that teams are doing to us consistently. One thing is we ran a lot of man coverage, which allowed them to hit that drag that's been killing us all year. And you better believe we're going to see that drag this week. Also, when you run man coverage, a lot of times your DBs got their back to the ball, and so the quarterback was able to extend plays, even though he wasn't very athletic.
Nope, that happened a lot.
Yeah, he extended a lot of plays, and we didn't get the ball on third down. So Got to miss our coverages a little better and understand what teams are trying to do. And second of all, I don't know why teams are able to get outside of our ends on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
I look at it, once they push between the tackles and they bounce, for some reason, we lose contain all the time. So we just got to be more disciplined and more sound in our approach. And I think those things will help. But I like the explosiveness, and I think that was the frustration of the fan base. I know it was a frustration of mine, because we knew we had skilled people who had speed, and we can have those explosive plays. We just had to get them the ball in open space. And so we were able to do that. And, we've put up 35 and 43 points. That's not a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
When we play up to our potential offensively, we can put points on the board. We can put points on the boards in a hurry. So, and we lost a lot of linemen during the game, right? We had two that went down during the game. So next man, luckily we got a senior laden squad up front, and they were able to hold up. So just I'm not gonna poo-poo on this victory. This was a good victory. I'm happy about it overall.
I'll definitely say, both rushers go over 100 yards. Holly goes for 145. Jamil Haley goes for 157, averages 8 yards per carry. So that was huge. I think one of the big things, just really looking at it, the blocking schemes. I think that was very huge. And I put in our little chat. I was like, hey, them coaches, what's some money? Because I'm seeing a lot of tight ends blocking. I'm seeing receivers running and really in space. So you're seeing the receivers that are helping to reveal the coverage, and some of the things that we've pointed out as fans, you're seeing where the coaches are implementing, but you also saw some of the things that help simplify the game. I mean, you saw where the tight ends were actually running picks and they block. Then all of a sudden, RJ, who's his natural habit is to drop down, except for that touchdown pass. If he would have dropped down and threw that ball to that halfback, oh my Lord. Anyways, that was the one that I was like, come on, bro. But the rest of the game, he was solid. But you kind of you saw where we made some adjustments. And defensively, I was with you, Kelvin. I had to ask Cozy about that. Hey, what was up with that? What was up with the crossing route? And he stated that that's a route we knew what was coming. But at times, we missed tackles or you had miscues. And then later on, you saw where we made an adjustment, which honestly, I pointed out last night, we don't normally make in-game adjustments. We make half adjustments, but very seldom do you see FAMU make in-game adjustments schematically. And you saw where I believe it's really going into the fourth quarter, where we make a judgment call and we get out of the man-to-man and go more to a zone defense. And you saw where Southern's quarterback slowed down because all of a sudden the zone defense provides two things. One, as Kelvin points out, you have someone who's facing you. So instead of facing the receivers, you as a defender are facing the quarterback. So that gives the quarterback less options to be able to run. But additionally, the other thing is that clogs up that middle a little bit. And even the commentator pointed out, Southern's quarterback missed the open pass. And one of the commentators points out that, he would have been running if he'd have kept going. And the other commentator goes, nah, I think he got knocked out because there was a guy right there waiting on him. So you saw where we made some in-game adjustments. I'm wanting to see more of that. I understand it's football. So we do understand it's hard to get some of the in-game adjustments. But I also have noticed our points per game seem to have increased since your offensive coordinator's he's up there in the penthouse. He's not on the field anymore. So I think that's another adjustment that, is really nice to be able to see. And just overall, again, I enjoy seeing RJ and, really develop and grow into something pretty important. So,
Absolutely. One thing you said something about the blocking, and one thing that stuck out to me is our tight end doing some amazing blocking. That guy
receivers too.
That I was just sitting there watching him give RJ time to get some of the, and RJ was releasing the passes a little quicker from what I could see.
Game slowing down.
Slowing down. And it was teamed up that way too.
Snap go rather than what we've kind of been seeing in previous games. So those kind of things stood out to me that enjoyed to see.
Yeah, that touchdown at Goldie, he got some good blocks by the receivers over on that left side.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I was impressed.
Thoroughly impressed, thoroughly enjoyed it. Man, look, we'll give y'all a chance to get to the restroom. Some of y'all seasoned saints are sitting there looking at us trying to make it in between. So we're gonna give y'all a great time to take a break right now. So give us a little couple minutes. I'm gonna give y'all the 2-minute break. So you got 2 minutes and 43 seconds to get it right. And if you got something on the stove, go ahead and take it off, mama. And we're gonna come back. And I can't play the music because I ain't trying to get copyright, and now BCSN might not pay for it. But our next segment, it comes from an old song. It's called "What You See Is What You Get." Y'all ready? All right, here we go. We're gonna do our commercial here in the O&G StrikeZone.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
Football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
All right, welcome back, family. I know you don't have the velvety pipes of Bryan Fulford today, but hey, you got us. You got the family. I feel like we're missing Gerald. Marcus on assignment. So new segment. This is what happens when y'all get young people, young ideas, young thoughts. It is titled.
Johnson's going to send Haley in motion. Now Johnson's going to step up.
He's got two to his left.
Is what you get. So, right here, we're going to look at some of the most important plays from the game, or, good 3-4 plays and kind of see, because, film don't lie and we don't duck no smoke around here. So, hey, y'all know how we do, man. We definitely got to make sure we got it right. So we're going to have a couple plays up there. Let's see. Was the overlay? Does it go too crazy? All right. So first one is Jamil Haley. His play right here. We're gonna kind of, I send it to everybody. Hopefully you got to review it. Tell us a little bit of what you see. We'll make sure we turn the volume down on that play right there. For those who kind of missed it, we can back it up a little bit. What's the first thing you kind of are seeing here? Just as when you're looking at the play, and I'd like to back it up a little bit more if it'll stay there. That first thing, what's something you notice?
That O-line.
Open up that hole.
Open that hole up. Some good blocking.
Yeah.
Good blocking. What else y'all got?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that just that steal shot you got right there.
Look at that.
The line is at the second level, right? They own linebackers and DBs, safeties at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really nobody in the middle that's unblocked if you look at this. So it's definitely he pressed the line, and really all he had to do is point and drive. He plant that foot and go, because the offensive line did their job on that particular play. I will say also, if you look at Southern D-line, they are undersized. They have one fat guy, I'm sorry, in the middle, but he doesn't look very athletic. And so they are susceptible to the run. They have been. If you look at their previous games, they don't get off blocks very well. And as you saw, and when you got speed in open space, they don't have a lot of speed on defense either. So
I think the other thing, and much to Shay's points, you pointed this out earlier. Look at the receivers. The receivers are blocking. I mean, you really look fully engaged, well in phase, and not to be like weird, but he's got his hands on his nipples, exactly how you're supposed to block. Holding happens every play. It's okay if you hold somebody, but you got to hold them the right way. And in football, you got to hold them inside their chest. You can point and drive them wherever you want, but once your hands get outside of the inside of their pads, you can literally put your hands under their pads and drive them. That's when you start really running into problems. And one of the things I really love is looking at the receivers block, but then also you come up here, you look a little bit further, the tight ends are engaged.
Yeah,
you even see look at the line of scrimmage, look at the middle, look, there's an alley. I mean, it's almost you hearing Vince Lombardi talking about the alley and him running through it.
Yep.
I mean, he was untouched.
Yep, it was too easy.
And you see the vision, because sometimes you see open lanes and running backs don't always run through the open lanes, whether it's a quick lane or a wide open lane. His vision and his speed came together and just made that play.
Let me add one more comment.
Jay John's going to send Haley in motion now.
What you say, cuz? I'm sorry.
No, I just want, and it applies to this run too, and it relates to what they were talking about in terms of vision and using your blocks. What I love about this play and the previous play is that you don't see any linemen or receivers looking to see where the running back at.
Yeah,
they stay engaged with their blocks, and it's up to that ball carrier to decide how they're gonna cut, which direction. And it ain't a lot of east-west type. It's north and south. He going straight to the end zone. That's the quickest way to the end zone. So I think that's really important.
And I think this is something you pointed out last week when we were talking about just part of RJ's game that was available and that kind of made you excited hearing him. What are you seeing? Him in open field. Like, part of his game needed to be the advent and the addition of the read option, because it helps the defense stay honest, but it also helps him with reading the defense, because all of a sudden when he fakes that motion to the halfback, now they have to respect it. Whereas before, he's just handing the ball off. They're not respecting it. They're crashing on it. When you go back and look a little bit further here, and let me push this back a little bit.
Notice when that man goes into that back goes in motion, there was only one person in the middle and in the secondary, and he sprinted to where the back was and left a big gaping hole
right there. Yeah.
It was too late by the time he recovered.
Can't see it in this. You can't. Can you go back to the beginning? I don't think you can see it in this clip. Can you go right back to the beginning? Yeah. So you can't see it in this clip, but like you said, RJ, when he puts Haley in motion, it's like they go zero coverage, because the linebacker shoots straight over to towards Haley. The whole line shifts, and then it's zero coverage, and he goes straight into the end zone. And that's one thing, because Haley is from my area. I mean, RJ is from my area. I'm sorry. Zero coverage with RJ at Westlake? No, because he gonna do that every time. What he did. So I was happy to see him, do that, because that's what I'm accustomed to seeing from RJ. You know what I'm saying? In high school, that was. You know what I mean? And
it almost looked like it was obviously drawn up for him to do that. Like they knew you draw all your defenders away and let RJ do what he does.
Drop zero coverage, and that's it.
And that's part of the point of putting the guys in motion too. So my bad.
Yeah. No, one of the other things, if you remember, I talked about this on the O&G when we were struggling, and I had an issue because we always ran those bunch trip and we were bringing everybody inside the hash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even though we have 3 receivers out there, we weren't giving lanes.
Yeah.
You notice now we got 4 wide trips on one side, but then we went empty, and with the motion, you see those lanes there. We got speed, man. We have to
use it,
yeah. We we're not a power smash mouth team. We're a finesse smash mouth team.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at how open that field, when you spread the defense,
spread it out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're a much better offense.
And keep them honest.
Yeah,
keep them honest, and especially you took out that ability for them to have a second safety, really, because you see where all of a sudden I don't really know what this guy's doing in coverage wise, but he's literally running across the field to try to follow the running back. So now you literally have you almost have a one-on-one receiver situation later on for your play calling. So it really opens up the offense when you start to kind of run plays that suit your players' skill sets. And, I was trying to find one of the plays from where Southern had the ball, but, I was like, hey, we can celebrate the good times.
I want to say one more thing to that play. If you think about from a tendency standpoint, if you're watching film and trying to pick up on tendencies, RJ has a tendency to dump to that running back. So he ran over there like he just knew that was going to play. He was even doing it previously. So it was one of those things where you go away from your tendency and do something that's different, and it led to a touchdown.
Yep, we ran a counter to our tendency. Absolutely.
Yep.
And then this one is the pass to Goldie.
Look at that blocking. Look at the blocking.
Another blocking. That's what you see.
Once he clears number 34, he gone. Once he cleared 34, that was it. I watched that, and it just, man, I was screaming.
Buddy Bop pulls a hamstring.
Like, oh, it's over.
He did. He looked like he almost bought. Yeah, he did.
But then even when you're looking at this, again, Southern's defense is kind of spread out, and you're kind of watching. Even still, already. Look at we give them a taste of their own medicine when you're looking at Goldie right over the middle, a beautiful pocket. And what is this, the shotgun, or we in the pistol? This is a shotgun formation. We did run a little pistol, but you can actually see where all of a sudden, because of what you did earlier, it opens up the offense and it simplified the game. Like, look at what Southern did, and then look at when you give the guys the ball in space, see what happens.
And let him make a play.
And he made a play. Look at all of them blocking, the receiver, everything. It just, and good, clean. Because I was like, Lord, no flags, because that happens a lot of time. Your receivers, because they don't do it often, you get a lot of holding calls on it. But they just, it was perfect. Look at it.
Goldie on a linebacker is a huge mismatch.
Yeah,
he's not gonna make that play.
No, not very often. And just in general, you look at most of FAMU's receivers. I think we missed that last week. We had an open ace Cobb against a linebacker. We didn't check to it. I think this just opens up the offense. And some of the things you're just looking, it seems like the offense is more fluid. They were more it was more, you probably heard us say imaginative and things like that, but it was an offense that it made more sense. Granted, the defense didn't give you a lot. And, we definitely spoke about that, and we did see the adjustments in there. But when you're just kind of looking at some of this here, you're seeing some of the differences, one, of what FAMU offers, right? Speed-wise is different down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put something in context, but I don't know until I see this game against Jackson State whether it's so, right? We're stepping up in competition a little bit. But what I thought about over these last 2 weeks is this, and having coached, and I've seen this happen before. You don't know when teams start to gel and come together. You don't know. It's not a magical time or window. But sometimes, and I honestly think the criticism and the adversity has toughen this team up, both the staff as well as the players, and they starting to get on the same page more. And so when you have that, you have an opportunity to win, especially when you string together a couple of wins. I just see this team starting to show some signs that they believe in their staff and the schemes they're doing, and they're starting to, seem like they're starting to come together. And this game this week would tell me a lot if that's so or not.
Yeah, Definitely.
Because confidence goes a long way. Think about it. It's not many things you can do without confidence. So you string together some wins, you see some things working that might not have worked before. You start seeing your teammate over there doing some better blocking that might not have been doing good blocking previously. And then that confidence goes through the roof. And while sometimes talent would be lesser talent, we understand that. But what you want to see is things come together because you want to stack. It's always about stacking the wins and stacking the improvements. You don't want to start over every game and say, oh, well, we were good blocking last game, now we're not good anymore. And then that's not consistency. You want to be consistently better than you were previously and gel in that way. So let me tell you something. Me and Tache was talking about this earlier today. Because there's a coach that told us something like this. It was last year, and it wasn't a football coach either.
Yeah.
But last year we had a coach tell us that their team gels at a certain point in the year, and it was
like clockwork.
I mean, I'm talking 2 months ahead. This coach said that, and like clockwork, the team gelled, and it looked much better than it did previously when it looked very gloomy.
And we're talking about mid-season too.
And we're talking mid-season, so
yeah.
Listen, we have a lot of SWAC games ahead of us. We have a big one this weekend, probably one of the biggest ones considering they're top of the SWAC and champions, current champions. But we're not sitting here saying that they've done it all just last at Southern. What we're saying is that we like to see the direction that they're trending towards.
Right.
Yeah. And I think also too, just really quickly, that also goes into coaching because part of your job as a coach is to make the game simple enough so that your players can be in position to be able to do, you know what I'm saying? And so especially on the offensive side of the ball, I think defense, we still got to work on that, simplifying it, making it simple enough to where everybody's in their lane and playing their position. But as far as offense, I think that Burris and whoever else, they simplified that enough to where everybody was in their assignment. The plays made sense at the right time. I'm not saying if I had to give him an overall grade, I really would give him a B+. I'm gonna give you a B+ Burris this time because I feel like your plays, the play calling made a lot of sense at the right time, and you simplified the game enough just so that you put your playmakers in space to receive the ball at the right time, and that's all we've been asking for all season. I think, me personally.
Well, we gonna get to the grades, and
right.
And I guarantee you, I'm shocked some people.
Yeah, Tache's being nice, and she's trying to not exemplify how academically astute she is and the professional she is, but in the world of academia and in the higher education and even K through 12, we call that chunking. So, make sure we have all our pedagogy and everything straight. So, make sure, don't sleep on, don't you look, that FAMU education matters. It's different. Mission and chunking. Look, we are gonna get one real quick break because look, we got to come to the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're gonna good, the bad, the ugly. Talk about the good of the game, the bad. It's kind of ugly, So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna give out school grades, and we got got some new features here, man. Look, I tell you, when Bryan goes away, y'all, the kid is gonna play. I'm just gonna leave it like that. So, all right, y'all. We're gonna do a quick 2 minutes and 30-second break. You got a chance, check on the rice. Don't burn it. Make sure it's right, because if you burn the rice, you mess up everything. All right, y'all. Y'all know Monday night review, O&G StrikeZone, FangsUp, Fang Exchange. Make sure if you haven't already, support the Fang Exchange. If you're not a member, become a member. And if you don't have your FAMU vodka, what are you doing? Look, I already told Ashley I need 2 bottles for the Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated tailgate. What a part! We won the tailgate last year. We're gonna win again, but this year we're gonna have the best vodka in there. So I'm gonna get my 2 bottles. So if you got 2, just bring them to the stadium. I'll pay you when I get there. All right, y'all. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Let's go.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural tastes, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now.
College football fans, a champion will rise in Atlanta on December 13th. MEAC champion, SWAC champion, the 10th Cricket Celebration Bowl, crowning an HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and parenting education coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year. Returning to Atlanta on December 12th, 4 bands will qualify for the big stage, where 2 national champions will be crowned. Follow us for rankings updates throughout the season, and join us on December 12th. For event and ticket information, visit bandoftheyear.com.
Instant reaction. Look, when the Rattlers win, we get an extra little you get an extra something. So you got Keith Hadley, FangsUp, 5th Quarter FAMU page, Kelvin Rozier from the O&G StrikeZone, the originators, Ashley from the Fang Exchange. It's a shame for the Fang Exchange. Look, I tell you what, it's just it don't get no better than this. So look, I ain't gonna boast on and bash, these other schools at all, but I'm just gonna say it's better on this side.
I agree.
So now let's get into it. Let's look at the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I'm crying. Look at the bad.
Look, y'all know better than to let me have a little too much fun. I'm never gonna not take a shot at that school over there. Them sand cats.
Sand cats.
So let's start off with the ugly. What was ugly from the game? What did y'all just look up there and be like, ugh? I got Bryan's ugly. Bryan's ugly is an empty A.W. Mumford Stadium. It said they had 17,000. Looked like they had 1,700.
Well, my ugly was going to be the rain or the weather, which kind of, I believe, attributes to Bryan's ugly of the attendance, which, from a perspective, you want cheeks in the seats from Rattlers as well as Jaguars. So that would be my ugly as it pertains to this game.
Oh, so y'all gonna leave it up to me to be the real true one. Okay, I'll take it. I'm gonna go with my ugly. Some decision making. That decision making at the last 2 minutes of the game, where we don't punt the ball off and make them go the length of the field. Our punter is kicking in the end zone every time or within the 10. And instead we go for it on 4th and 1. And then if we don't go for it on 4th and 1, why we put the quarterback under center instead of giving it to our running backs that have been averaging, Haley was averaging 8 yards a carry. We 4th and inches, 4th and 1, and you put the quarterback under center or you don't punt the ball away. Now, but that's my ugly decision making. Okay. That's my ugly.
That's a very good one.
That was a good one too.
So my ugly is third down. The defense getting off the field on third downs. I think they converted 8 or 9 third downs, and we've had that problem the entire season. And every time our offense gives us cushion, we immediately give it right back.
Yeah.
So our defensive play calling and our defensive execution is the ugly. And we're playing a team this week where we have to be better because you can't give them multiple opportunities. They got playmakers. They're going to make some plays. And so we need to minimize their opportunities, and we need to get off the field when it's time to get off the field. So defensive, giving up 35 points and not being able to get off the field on third down, that's my ugly.
Okay. So my ugly was that crossing route. Look, if I would never see not name one of them jokers running against man-to-man defense in that crossing route, I would be too happy. And I did appreciate that we did adjust, but it just seemed like that thing was like Waffle House. It was open all day long.
Yeah, I mean, we actually lost the guy a couple of times where he caught it and he was like, ain't nobody around. He didn't know what to do. So yeah, we got to fix that. And yeah.
All right, we went through the ugly. What was bad from the game? You know, we went to the extreme. Let's kind of go back towards the middle. What was bad about the game from your perspectives? We'll start with Tache.
Bad. I might have to say our run defense.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go and get into it. I'm just gonna say that our run defense was pretty bad. Trey Holly had himself a day.
147 yards, I believe. Yeah.
We
gave up 212 yards on the ground.
Yeah, can't do that.
Yeah, can't do that.
Run defense was bad. That's all I got.
Ashley, what you got?
Well, Kelvin kind of said it, but my bad was going to be just the defense in general. From a perspective of placement, out of place, a lot of giving too much cushion from my perspective, too much cushion, being out of place oftentimes, and it's allowing them to convert and get downfield and score the points. So that's my bad.
My bad is punt and kick coverage. It continues to be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
As bad as our defense played, and we gave up long drives too.
Yeah,
75 yards twice, 91 yards once. I think the shortest one was 56 yards. But also from a coverage standpoint, we got to be better. Jackson State coming in here with one of the most dangerous return men in FCS.
Yeah,
correct. With Terrell, what's his name? Terrell, right?
Yes.
And that really concerns me. I believe special teams is going to be the key to this game Saturday, because I don't think it's a big difference. I might, if what I'm seeing is right, I might give the advantage offensively to us slightly without their quarterback Jacobian Morgan. I give them the defense because they front seven is good, but they back four is equally bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely.
So there's some opportunity there, but yeah,
that special teams is gonna be
that coverage and not giving up not only the returns but making sure we don't give up a block punt. That's my concern. That's bad for me.
I think our bad is just the defense overall. I'm with you, Kelvin. I don't like the 3-3-5 stack scheme. I don't like our approach to it. It's almost like you're trying to mask that it's a 3-3-5 when we know that guy on the edge, he's really a stand-up linebacker. So I don't love our defense as a whole. I think the players, I like the players, but I feel like the way that we execute our defense is ineffective.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. So the good though, what was good about this game? What was good? We'll start with Kelvin because you home team.
Man, I have to give it up to Haley. I mean, Dad went down, and the brother, not only did he have 3 touchdowns, but 2 of them he wasn't even touched on them, right? He got red angles. And then the one that he was touched, he bounced off a guy who tried to hit him without wrapping up and just went the distance. And a lot of people have been asking for him to get more opportunities because he's the track guy. He's the lightning. And he probably hadn't got enough opportunities. But now that we've seen that and what he's capable of, we've got to scheme for him a lot more because he's dangerous. But absolutely, his number was called next man up, and he delivered in spades.
Yeah. Ashley, what you got? What did you get that was good from the game?
From offensive perspective, the maturation of our quarterback and his poise and his confidence that you can visibly see during this game.
All right, Tache, what you got?
I gotta give it to Porto. Porto has been consistent.
Yes.
He kept us in the game last. He the man. He kept us in the game so we could get our offense worked out last at homecoming. Same thing. I think he kicked 2 or 3 field goals at Southern. Porto, he's the good. His foot is always on. He's golden foot now. That's my name for him. Golden foot. That's Porto.
And speaking of gold, my good is Goldie. And that's Bryan's good as well. So we're gonna team up on that one. But Goldie Lawrence, I think Goldie has probably been, just looking at this season, he's been the best transfer we've received from Florida State in a while. And considering that he really didn't get a lot of shine there, that was a big deal for me. Just to see 5 yards short of 100. Like if he had got one more 5-yard pass, he would have hit 100. I know he's very, disappointed about that, but to kind of see Goldie coming into his own, I think is a pretty nice thing. And he's starting to kind of remind me of a Marcus Riley to a certain degree, maybe a Gassett, and he's got that skill set to where he can really open up the offense. And this is an opportunity against a Jackson State team that they're very likely to play a lot of man-to-man defense, where you might be able to get behind some of their corners. And if RJ can continue to show that he can push the ball downfield, I think that's a big difference going into this week. So okay,
I think
I think it's pretty cool that we gave 4 different goods. We didn't have to overlap, and there's still more good. That if we had more time to talk, there's still more good. So that's again impressive and improvement from what we see from week to week.
Yeah, that's what Keith was saying. I just want to say I think that's gonna start and die with our linemen up front. I've been real critical of them all year, and I need them to have a solid game this game because, like you said, they front that 7 up front for Jackson, they're gonna be solid. So our boys got to be solid. Give our guys some time.
And more of what we saw last week. More tight ends helping to block. More fullbacks helping to block.
That is key, Keith. Our game plan should be exactly the same this week. We shouldn't do anything different. We spread them out, get ball to our playmakers and plays, get the ball out of RJ hand quickly, let him choose when he run, but have some scripted runs in there to keep them honest. I think we'll be fine. We done found the right formula.
Yeah, finally. We have an identity, right? That's what we've been looking for all season, an offensive identity. Yep.
And speaking of formulas, look, this ain't math, this ain't geometry, but y'all know they give out some team grades, man. So team grades Monday. Look, told y'all, look, with the boss is away, the kids gonna play, man. So not saying that, Bryan definitely co-signed on this one, but hey, I was like, hey, we're gonna be in the lab for this weekend. Yeah. So team grades. We're gonna start off, special teams, give us your special teams grade. They always are the forgotten kids. We're gonna start with them first. Bring them to the line first.
I got a question. Are we grading on a curve? Or are we giving a flat out grade?
Bryan ain't here.
Porto is the curve now. Porto definitely is the curve.
Hey. So I'm gonna help y'all. I'm gonna help y'all out. I'm gonna go first because I'm like you all. So I'm bringing up my special teams. I'm not giving one. Right?
I put Porto in that spot.
No, Porto gets an A.
Absolutely.
All right. The punter gets an A. He averaged about 50 yards a punt. He only punted twice, I believe, but 50 yards a punt. Now that coverage team, they get a D.
They get a D.
Yeah.
And that's generous.
That was my grade.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out. You did it right, Kelvin, because I was trying to figure out how to give Porto his just due, but the D is where I was.
The kick returner did good. He didn't get blown up this week either.
No, he didn't.
Well, and I noticed that he was being smart about when he would do the fair catch, when he would decide that we're gonna try to get a few yards, and that's maturity, and that's growth and knowing, hey, don't put us in a position you get popped and that ball go flying, or you put yourself in worse field position by trying to make a play that doesn't need to be made.
I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit on that one, Ashley, because I think that it might have been coached for them to, and I could be wrong, but it definitely looked like the coaches were telling them to just fair catch the ball, because there were a couple times where they could have got some yards, because Southern, their team in general is not fast, and so they were not getting back there, and there were a few times I was like, what? But they, so that might have been some coaching, you know what I'm saying? There might have been some coaching on that, but
I don't like that when you have speed and playmakers.
Now I do agree with that. If you have an opportunity to go, then go.
Yeah.
Let that man go.
Yes.
Gotcha. I'm giving them a B. So all that when I average out everything Kelvin said, the A's and then all them A's and then a D, that's a B right now. So I have a B plus.
B minus.
Yes.
B minus from Tache. Okay. So.
Yeah, you got a
low
barely.
Yeah, a low B.
A 79.5.
That's a C plus.
Round it up, B minus.
Miss Woods, can you give me 1 point, please?
Okay. Let's see. Defense. We're gonna finish it offense. We're gonna sandwich them in the middle. Ashley, what you gave the defense?
I'm glad they didn't ask me first.
I'm gonna go with a D minus.
That's an F.
I'm going D minus for the defense. We had a lot of areas that we just missed the mark, and we certainly cannot go into this upcoming game in that manner with a team that's much better. So, got to give them D minus.
I'm gonna go. A D. It's a D. We got to tackle better. We got to get off the field, and when our offense give us some cushion, we got to protect that, right? We can't give it right back up. I mean, we shouldn't be. We can't be in shootouts every game. So they got to make some plays. They don't get turnovers. They don't create turnovers. They don't get a whole bunch of sacks, pressure on the. So it's just a lot of work. We got to get improvement on defense. A D.
Shay, what you give them?
I'm gonna give them an incomplete. They missing people.
That means an F.
Right.
Just being nice.
They got 30 days to fix it, right?
No, because you know what I'm putting it on? Let me tell you something. When my whole class fails a test, that is not indicative of my class. That means that I taught a lesson, I didn't do well teaching that lesson. So if the whole defense,
Depends on the class period.
That's true. But that means that I need to reteach and remediate. Okay. So I'm going to give them an incomplete because I just believe that we need some reteaching and some remediation. I'm still with y'all. Okay.
So, Tache gonna be nice. The other school teachers gonna give them the grade they deserve. They deserve an F. There's not enough scaffolding going on. There's not enough reteaching, and at some point you need to go back and redesign the lesson plan, because right now what you're doing ain't been working all season, and you dedicated to doing the same thing. And this is a data-driven district. Sorry, I work for Orange County. Orange County is a data-driven district. First thing they tell you, and so is football. And the data says this defense sucks. And so unless you make some changes, especially considering some of the players you've lost, you're going to continue to get an F.
Yep.
And you are going to have to make some serious changes, because you just gave up 217 yards to a Southern team, a not great Southern team. 217 yards.
And if I'm not mistaken, Keith, we're right at 30 points a game is what our defense is giving up, averaging. So, yeah.
You can't.
That's bad.
You're making it too
You
hard.
can't get caught up in a shootout with teams.
Yeah.
We can't get it. You can't have a shootout every weekend.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because we've been so critical of the offense. Now the offense comes up, they got to put up 43 points to win. Come on, that's not fair.
2 weeks in a row. Like,
they
honestly,
had to put up more than 30 points to win. That's not fair.
Like,
so incomplete, and I'm blaming the teacher. Redesign your lesson plan, remediate, reteach, small group, differentiation, break it down.
Look,
y'all get what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I don't understand what they're doing when they're doing their collaborative planning or anything like that. It's just
no cups going on, no PLC, nothing is happening.
And the way it's looking, it sounds like you may need to dismiss 1 or 2 non-paid instructors. Anywho's, shots fired. Anyways, the offense. Look, we'll duck no smoke. The offense. What grades do you give the offense?
Who's first? Tache.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna give the offense. I'm gonna give them a solid B. I'm gonna say because there was only one drive that I think was just horrible. One drive where RJ just seems a little confused. He had to keep going back for the play call. I think we used 2 timeouts back to back. There was one. I mean, not saying that all the rest of them were perfect, but there was one that distinctly stuck out that was just really bad. So I'm gonna give them a solid D. Okay, giving the offense a B.
Okay. What you got, Ashley?
Well, I was gonna lean to the B plus side. All right, I'm being a little nicer about this one. Give them a B plus. There, again, my favorite line. There's always room for improvement. There's some things that were glaringly need to be improved. But again, offensively, we just have shown improvement in a lot of areas, and it's not just one position group either. It's the receivers have shown improvement. The blocking has been improved. The QB position has been improved. The running backs have always been pretty solid, but even running back, had a day. So I got to give them a B plus.
So I'm gonna give you some stats before I give him a grade.
Numbers don't lie. Huh?
four rushing TDs, average 6.5 per rush. Total of 260 yards rushing on 40 attempts. Passing 287 yards, 22 or 32, which is almost 70%, right? At 70%, right?
Mm-hmm.
9 points. 9 yards per attempt, and 1 TD. Total yards 547 yards. Man, that's A. That's A. I've been ain't nobody been tougher than me. I gotta give him A on this one. I thought the play calling, it was better. I saw it as we showed with some of the clips, the line as well as the receivers were blockers. And for people who don't know, that's how those lone touchdowns happen. They only happen if the receivers are blocking also.
Mm-hmm.
So those numbers say that's A. Yeah, absolutely.
500 yards, first 100-yard rusher for the season, I believe. I had to give him an A. I was on the verge of A plus. I ain't gonna hold you. We got our first 100-yard rusher, especially because granted, I said the wrong name. I said Thad was gonna get the 100, but I did say we get 100 yards. So I'm gonna give him an A plus on that one.
Okay, I think if RJ for me had been 70 or better, I guess I'm just a stickler on that. If he had been at 70%, he that's an A.
Yeah, because that one read. It's the one read you holding on to.
Listen, because I'm telling you that one. Oh my God! Well, Haley,
the one where he didn't drop.
He had Miles instead of Haley.
Yeah,
I'm like, man.
And let's just be honest, Miles almost made an amazing catch.
Right.
Well, he caught the ball. He was just out of bounds.
But he came down. He came down.
Yeah, he caught it. He just was out of bounds. But Haley was wide open.
Haley could have did 2 front rows into the end zone.
Yeah. He was wide open. So, but definitely that would have been for me. If he had 70, we had 8. But still, I'm with you on that. The numbers were spectacular. They were good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I see some comments saying it was Southern. Again, do what you're supposed to do against the player you're playing, the team you're playing against.
Well, not only that,
and we got to celebrate wins. Now we've given them a hard time. Let's celebrate our guys.
Let's be frank. Central didn't put 45 up on them, did it?
No.
Alabama State didn't put 45 up against
38.
them. I'm just saying. Did Jackson put 45 up on them?
Yeah, they did.
I think. Did. Yeah.
48, somewhere around there. So I'm just saying. Don't poo-poo on our 45.
And do not. My quarterback was out there swinging it, okay?
Pause. Anyways. Bryan gave the offense an A-. Defensively, I mean, coaching-wise, Bryan gives him a B-. What do you guys give the coaching staff on this in particular game right here?
It's a tough one, yeah.
So, okay, you have.
It depends. I might have to split up the coaches again.
Yeah, Kelvin, you got the stats. So what was the time of possession? I feel like we had a good time of possession.
We only one time of possession by 3 minutes.
Yeah. 31
31,
13, and they had 28.
Okay.
B-.
Are we got to chunk this? There's no way we can't chunk
No, you got to chunk it because your A gonna bring up some of them D's and F's. Like your GPA, you needed a couple A's to wash out.
Okay, so we doing an average? I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's a good representation.
One band, one sound. One band, one sound.
I don't think that's a good representation of our class, Ashley. Because when I go to present my data to my AP, I'm taking my star pupils data. I am not taking Lil Ray in the back.
You got rules. You got to say
it's a group project
in your bottom third. Come
on,
say
it's a group project.
I am not taking the
look, AP Hadley in here today.
AP Hadley. Somebody in the group that did not do their part, and one of us had to do it.
Well, they get it up.
All right. Who going first? Not me. I can't go first.
I got you. B-. I'm giving B-. I have, I can even lean towards the A on the, when you try to average this thing out. I'm gonna give them a B-. We won. Just pat on the back.
Facts. Okay. Yeah.
We got to celebrate it. We've done it. There's been a lot going on this season.
Yeah. You talking me up. Keep talking, Ash.
Come on. Okay. All right, come on. Let's keep this thing going. Think about how we handled them. Like they responded to the adversity.
Okay. I'm feeling it.
They got booed and they won 2 games in a row.
I was trying not to say that part. I said responded to adversity.
B-, Ashley. I'm with you. You convinced me. It don't take much.
Now y'all see how we hype each other up. Now y'all get to see when we're not on the camera.
You convinced me. I'm there. B-.
Offensive coaches A, defensive coach D, special teams D.
Oh, that's a C then.
That's a C.
Yeah.
That's a C.
Yeah.
Well,
we said B-, so it's kind of close.
Just kind of close,
Yeah. So C.
It's on the borderline.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with that B though, just because the kicking squad, like. And I guess that might be the talent lifting up the coach, right? That might be the star student lifting up the coach. It might be RJ, kind of coming up. RJ was in the bottom third. Now he's moved to your upper third, Then you go over there. Haley was non-existent. And now he showed up. And I mean, I saw a lot of changes. So for overall, I give it a B. And specifically what sticks out to me is that I saw an in-game adjustment. We are very good at really making adjustments based on what we saw the previous game or what we saw on film. But very seldom do you see our team make an in-game adjustment when a team is driving and say, we're going to switch up our coverage to address that issue. So because you did that, Coach Cozy, you get a B.
Well, and let me correct. To be fair, I gave special teams a D. They get a C because the kickoffs went to the end zone.
Yep.
And the kickers, that part of the kicking game was an A.
Yeah.
It's the other part that was a D. So yeah, they get a C.
Listen, if we keep getting to the end zone, we can not even worry about the coverage.
Right.
Just kick it in the end zone.
This week, I would kick everyone to the end zone. I don't care.
Every time.
It could be a touchback every play.
I don't think he didn't. Only one time he didn't. I think he kicked it and it was on like the 9. It rolled to like the 7 or the 9 or something. That boy is chef's kiss. Seriously.
Listen.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
One thing for certain, we have a kicker.
We keep one of those. My son calls it bring out the soccer cleats. That's what he calls it. He said, bring out the soccer cleats. We keep a soccer cleat.
Oh man. Well, look, we have had a great time. We got to make sure though, folks got a place to be in the morning. First and foremost, with our Fang Exchange FAMU lead, please tell us where they can find you, where they can support, what all they need to do. I don't think I have my friendly graphics up. If I do, I'll probably close them. So, but tell everyone where they can find you and what they need to do to support.
You can find us at Fang Exchange. Very simple, Fang and Exchange, 2 words put together, on X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, as well as Instagram. You can always find us on Thursday evenings at 9 p.m. after the FangsUp Podcast, where we typically go on and do our spiel of the week and the upcoming game and things of that nature, have a little fun. So make sure you check us out. You can also go to the website, www.fangexchange.com, and peruse around, see what you like, pick something. There's a membership for that's tailored to all budgets and dollar figures and career paths. As long as you're a Rattler or you support the Rattlers, come on over to Fang Exchange. We have some things cooking, and we always want to support our student athletes, but we also want to make sure we put out a good product. So help us.
Also,
help us.
Yeah, if you have any questions or anything, if you have any questions about what you see, hit us up also at info@Fang Exchange. You can send us an email if you can't get us in a DM or whatever like that. Hit us at info@Fang Exchange.
Y'all tell us are y'all at liberty to tell us any of the students who are associated with the Fang Exchange, or you're not at liberty to say?
Oh yeah. Thad Franklin, Nayron Jenkins,
to the track athletes. Kirk Dawkins. Kirk. Yeah.
Now Kirk has a little extra caveat because of his some things.
He's affiliated. He's not official with the Fang Exchange.
He's associated. He's affiliated. He's so he's affiliated with the Fang Exchange, as well as Naya. Miss Naya. I always want to Naya Blocker. So as a matter of fact, I spoke to her earlier today. So we're looking to increase that number as well. One thing we want to do is make sure that basketball season rolls around. Softball is pretty much here. The fall sports are rolling around and right in the spring. So the more the budget increases, the more we are able to support our student athletes and give them an opportunity and a platform to grow.
Awesome. Well, I'll go first because I guess this is Kelvin's home team right here. So, but definitely Keith Hadley, FangsUp Podcast, Fifth Quarter FAMU. So you follow Fifth Quarter FAMU page. That's definitely me trying not to crash out and just having a good time. Like, I'm definitely gonna make fun of everything. Like everybody can catch some jokes, even if you my team. Like I made fun of Mike Norvell. I made fun of Willie Taggart. I make fun of Willie Simmons, and it's never mean spirit. It's always jokes, but sometimes you just gotta have some fun with it. I make fun of myself. So, but also the FangsUp Podcast. Y'all know Thursdays and Sundays we are here doing our thing here, and occasionally I get to come over and hang out with the cool kids in the O&G StrikeZone on Mondays.
I know, right?
So, and try to catch folks at the tailgate too, man. So it's always good times over here, man. Kelvin, tell them where they can find you and everything you do.
All right. Well, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can download the Jericho Broadcasting app, search my JBN, my BCSN, and I show appears on all the BCSN Pod Zone, where you can catch us on Wednesday from 8 to, it says 10, but we typically go to about 11. And this week's guests include Michael Smith, interim AD, Dennis Driscoll, who's the marketing sports information director. I forget what his real title is. And then our JSU guest is going to be no other than Doc Holliday.
Okay.
So we'll see y'all on Wednesday, 8 o'clock every Wednesday.
Awesome. And congratulations, Dennis. I don't know if y'all saw Dennis propose to his beautiful bride to be. So, I know he was kind of excited. He's kind of trying to keep that under wraps, but congratulations, Dennis. Welcome to that fraternity called marriage, man. Stay faithful, stay true, man. Sleep with both eyes closed. That way you don't have to sleep with one eye open.
I like that.
Well, look, I think everybody's had some fun, man. Look, y'all know next Monday we're gonna be right back here. Let's make sure we follow and show up for FAMU people. Was it penalty talk is tomorrow? So you got a full day. You literally, I think FAMU is the only school where every day you can get something related to FAMU, and it's positive and it's factual. So you don't have to go up there following those naysayers that don't know nothing. But and you can always let a naysayer know. But FAMU people, we good for that. Monday, you're right here. You got the Monday review show all during football season. Tuesday, penalty talk. Wednesday, you get like a double dose. It's like a smorgasbord. Y'all folks greedy. In the mornings, you get the folks at the Old West Center. They go over there and, they had their meeting, they had their powwow, and they say the word "corch" a lot. But then in the evenings, you get the O&G StrikeZone. Thursday, you get another double dip. You get the FangsUp Podcast, followed by the ladies with the Fang Exchange. And y'all know Saturday, we do the post game. So Saturday, check out the post game on the FangsUp YouTube page. I forgot which one it was on. And then Sunday, we'll be right back here. So literally, you have something from FAMU people every day. We can get FAMU facts, along with Gerald Thomas, St. Clair Moraine, and everybody else, Allison Posey, Ryan, everybody that covers FAMU. I can't think of an HBCU that's more followed than FAMU. Like, really can't. Any closing words before we head out here?
Don't forget, this is a senior night, last home game, and also the color is green.
Correct.
Make sure you wear your green.
It's a game where home field advantage could play a key role in addition to our players getting out there and getting that game plan right. Home field advantage should be in our favor in that manner. And then let's get to this game and support our guys, support our coaches.
Hey, and the Sunday Boom is going to be in the house too.
They're bringing the Boom.
So
this is the first time the Boom has been there in a good little minute. So yeah. Good show. First time they've been in Tallahassee probably in about a decade almost. So we definitely need to turn on the home field advantage. We hear enough about how many of their stadium seats, but how many actually show up. We need for our FAMU folks to show up, so that way we can create a home field advantage. We know Bragg, it's different in Bragg when you're there. So be on time. Students, we need you. Please show up. They won a game. They won 2 games for you. We need you to show up. Alumni, if you got tickets, show up. We need you to be there at least stay to the band, get off the field. Don't leave. Don't not show up.
No, this is gonna be a good game.
Oh no, this is gonna be a game.
And it's gonna be Club Bragg because it's a night game.
Woo!
7 o'clock kickoff.
Light show need to be right.
And the weather is gonna be cool. It doesn't. I think Saturday the highs are only gonna be like 69. The lows gonna be in the 40s. So
you're gonna get
It's gonna be a good time. What are you saying there?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, go bleep bleep Rattlers. Y'all know what the bleep bleep stands.
Yeah, there you go. All right, y'all. Let's get out of here. That blonde head lady gave me that desk there. She ain't completely blonde. She got blonde in the dress, but she gave me that desk there. Like, here this N-word go again. So, all right, y'all. So for everybody here on Black College Sports Network, HBCU Digital Network, the Fang Exchange. Look, y'all, we will be back. Come back here Wednesday, 8 o'clock for the O&G StrikeZone. Thursday for the FangsUp Podcast, and then go over to the Fang Exchange right after. Y'all know I try to end at 8:55, so you got 5 minutes to get you a little sweet tea and go ahead and get ready to watch the ladies because they normally they bring it on home, man. And we'll see y'all at Bragg. When you see us, say something. Love on us and love on the football team. Y'all know what's up. What it's always gonna be. Fangs up.
Go bleep bleep Rattlers.
Go Rattlers.
Thank you.